Kingda Ka was a monumental coaster. It inspired, motivated, and just gave people an overall sense of accomplishment. We laughed, we cried, but most of all, we enjoyed the ride. What's going on, everyone? My name is Rich, this is Theme Park Motivation, and like most, I was highly disappointed with Great Adventure for the 2024 season and how that all played out, which most people were. With that being said, I'm a little intrigued by some of the things I'm seeing going on with Six Flags. I'd love to know what everybody else thinks. Be sure to comment below if you think that we could possibly see something better than Kingda Ka at Six Flags Great Adventure for 2026, or if we'll even see the coaster built by then. I don't think it's any surprise to anybody how 2024 turned out. Great Adventure has been on a downward spiral for probably a good 5-10 years. The overall guest satisfaction hasn't been great. I kind of want to backtrack on some of the comments I've made in a previous video, stating how the future of Great Adventure looks pretty sad. But I could be wrong. Six Flags seems to be making moves in the right direction. For instance, we all felt extremely disappointed with how Great Adventure's PR handled the Kingda Ka situation, not letting guests know that they were going to be closing it down for good. Well, Six Flags just made a PR move that should greatly improve guest satisfaction. They now have Ryan Eldridge, the PR director for Dorney Park, overseeing Dorney Park as well as Great Adventure. And in my opinion, this should lead to better guest satisfaction as well as guest experience. Ryan did a wonderful job at Dorney Park, keeping everybody up to date with what was going on with Iron Menace, as well as all the other improvements that Dorney Park made last year in the off season. Six Flags Great Adventure has always had very bad PR for some reason. They've been accused of false advertisement, numerous other allegations, and it all stemmed from terrible PR and mismanagement of their advertisements and basically leading guests on. A great example of this would be, I can remember a time that I went to Great Adventure a couple of years ago and they advertised eat all day for one low price. However, it wasn't an all-day dining plan. It was one meal, a snack, and a drink for $27. When I talked to the guest services about this, they said you ordered the wrong thing, so I paid for another one, and come to find out it was the same exact thing. So at this time, I was feeling very frustrated, like any guest would, because it clearly said eat all day for one price. When I spoke to guest services about getting a refund, they basically said, too bad. It may seem like a small issue to some people, but when you go to a lot of these parks like I do, these little things add up. With that situation, I did notify Six Flags and they did correct it on their website. I really think Ryan's going to do a great job fixing these little mistakes that Six Flags Great Adventure has had in the past. I think he'll do a great job with keeping guests up to date with some of the attractions that are coming and things like that. I also previously stated that I didn't think that this attraction that replaces Kingda Ka would be as tall as Kingda Ka or set any kind of crazy records. However, with new information surfacing about what's going on at Six Flags Over Texas with this 309-foot dive coaster, this leads me to believe that Six Flags Great Adventure could have something very big up their sleeve. Six Flags Over Texas got construction permits for a 309-foot structure, and we do know that they're building a dive coaster for 2026. When they initially announced that they were building a dive coaster, I pretty much assumed it would be nothing more than Cliffhanger at Six Flags Fiesta Texas, or something like Iron Menace. So I'm absolutely intrigued. It's nice to see that these parks are investing some big money in their parks. And with the amount of land that Six Flags Great Adventure has for this massive coaster, we know it's going to be a launch coaster. But what manufacturer are they going to use? Who knows? I know one thing, I highly doubt it'll be Intamin. Be sure to comment below your thoughts on this new coaster coming for 2026. Do you think this thing's going to be a massive coaster? Is it going to be taller, faster than Kingda Ka? What kind of records do you think this coaster will set? Always love to hear what everybody thinks. I know what I would like to see, and I think a great fit would be a Mack Extreme Spinner, much like Time Traveler at Silver Dollar City. I could also see them adding the world's tallest and fastest wing launch coaster. But there's so many different types of coasters that I could see them replacing Kingda Ka with. However, the manufacturer I could see them using most likely would be Vekoma. I think this would be the best fit for Great Adventure, offering something totally different than any of the other coasters that they have, as well as giving them peace of mind knowing that they chose a manufacturer that's pretty reliable. But they normally have these things in the works for quite some time. It takes at least a year or so to come up with a design and figure out what kind of coaster you're going to be able to put in a particular area. If you don't know, Six Flags picked up Siren's Curse from Energylandia, a park located in Poland. So they really haven't been known to work with Vekoma. However, they've had a deal worked out with Premier Rides to build Alpenfury, opening this year at Canada's Wonderland. So who knows, they could go with Premier Rides. One thing's for sure, they're making changes. There's also a crazy rumor going around that Medusa might actually be done for after the 2025 season. I don't know. I'm finding this really hard to believe because I feel like this coaster still has a lot of life left. I normally go to Great Adventure at least 2 or 3 times a year. It's only about 2.5 hours from my house. But I gotta be honest, I have no plans to go there for 2025. Even with Flash Vertical Velocity, with the amount of rides that they took down, they're really gonna have to invest in this park in the future. But I think they will. I think this is all part of the plan, and we just have to sit back and kind of wait it out. I think by 2027, we'll really see some great investments come into Six Flags Great Adventure. But only time will tell. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. Have a great day.